Hello, welcome to another episode of the Language Cafe. I'm your host, Edgar. Today I'm going to be continuing my drink series. This one is going to be on talks basically about talking about malt soda. In my last episode last time, my first of this series on drinks, I talked about the new that just came out in January, the Coca-Cola with coffee. Gave it a good recommendation. I like it. Those come in three varieties: Coca-Cola, the Coca-Cola with coffee, a dark brew, vanilla, and a caramel. I tried the dark brew one, not the vanilla and caramel one yet. I'm going to try those, maybe do a video on those as well to compare. It's a little bit hard to find Coke with coffee in the stores. I haven't found it in the 7-Eleven, not in CVS, not in drugstores. I saw it in, I think it was at Ralph's. In a fine supermarket. They don't all have it, but if you can find it, it's good. Again, I recommend the Coca-Cola with coffee. It's a nice taste. Anyways, today we're talking about malt sodas. So you might ask, of course, if you haven't tried it. If you're Latin American, you might be familiar with them a little bit more. I think it's a bigger thing in Latin America. Anyways, a malt soda is a lightly carbonated malt beverage. It's brewed with barley, hops, and water, like beer, but it's non-alcoholic. You can trust, you can give to your kids. We're talking about sodas here. This is non-alcoholic. Other brands I recommend besides the Malta Goya are called Pony Malta and the Malta Hatuey. I wrote them down in the description for this video. Two that I've tried. I'd like to try more. I'm going to go in the future. I'm going to be trying more malt sodas. First one I ever had was the Pony Malta in Colombia when I was there quite a few years ago, and I liked it a lot. And my next point, I was going to talk about it, hops. Talk about, when I've seen through the years of commercials talking about, as in beer, the barley and hops. And you wonder barley is a grain, but what are hops? Well, hops, I had to look this up. They're flowers of a hop plant called the Humulus lupulus. They're used for bittering. Before today, I never thought of the word bittering as a vocabulary word, but it's a verb, bittering, of course, to make something bitter. It's used for flavoring and for stability. Now, for you, if any of you brew drinks out there, make drinks out there, and use any hops in your drink for stability, I wouldn't mind you leaving a comment explaining what exactly does it mean stability. What does it do to a drink when you're talking about stabilizing it? Love to hear from you on that. Anyways, and also hops also gives a drink a bit of a floral or citrus fruitiness to it. Okay, anyway, so let's open this up. This is a twist off. Good. No bottle cap opener needed. Comes out dark. A little bit of foam, slightly carbonated, said. And right away, even when you put it to your nose right away, the first sense I get, sweet, but not like candy sweet. Bitter, but not real bitter, just a slight bitterness. And you can tell it's got the barley in it. It's not a disclaimer, not the first time I'm trying it. I'm trying to remember the words I want to use for this. It has a flavor that hits you right off. It's molasses. Okay, molasses is a word, it's a term that we're talking about a sweetener, sugar-wise, you don't hear a lot about anymore. It used to be used a lot more in flavorings for food. It's kind of old-fashioned. It's kind of going out, but I love that molasses taste. I would say it's a kind of natural and unrefined sugar. Slightly, as I said, sweet, slightly bitter. So a lot of people I have a lot of, as an ESL teacher, a lot of Japanese students. They're not big on sweet. They're not big on sugar. So I would recommend this drink for any Japanese, Asian people out there who like their food or desserts or drinks maybe sweet, but not too sweet. I recommend a malt soda, or in Spanish, a Malta Goya. I was looking up in the internet. It said something. What could it be good for? Malt drinks. It could be good for energy, mental and physical activity. I haven't noticed that when I've drank them, but I just know I like them. It tastes good. I like them. It's a sipping kind of soda. Something like a Coke or something on a hot day you might chug. Something you want to try something more for flavor and just enjoy it slowly. I recommend a malt soda. Malt, maybe a little vocabulary lesson here for some of you ESL students. Maybe you've heard about that too before. Malt and malting and beers and alcoholic drinks. You've heard about malt vinegar maybe, and also, of course, malt beer, Guinness, stout beers. I'm not big on Guinness. I don't know. You can comment out there. Tell me if you recommend any strong or dark malt beers, which ones you recommend, or any malt beverages in general. Would love to hear from you. If you've had experience with malt sodas, I'd love to hear about that too. I love like malt vinegar. I love to use it in when fish and chips. I love that. I can't have fish and chips without malt vinegar. Tartar sauce, of course, but the malt vinegar goes nice. I love malt, powdered malt, and ice cream. You might wonder, how do they make? Where does it? What is malt exactly? Okay, malt comes from a cereal again, typically barley. After barley is sprouted, it's dehydrated, it's dried, it's pulverized, it's made into a powder. Usually, typically, if you've seen malt powder, it's yellowish, whitish, yellowish. And I love to, malt by itself, you buy it in the store, it's kind of expensive. I remember the one time I did buy it, to put in milk. And some of you growing up with your Ovaltine, your old timers like me, maybe you saw it was chocolate flavor, but they also had a malt flavor, which wasn't very malty. I didn't really like that. The taste wasn't big. But it was Ovaltine with malt, a malt flavored Ovaltine. Anyway, so it's a favorite flavoring of mine. I like it. And these malt sodas I recommend to Malta Goya malt sodas. Look into it. Do the Google search on it. Find out about other brands. Very nice soda to enjoy. Thanks for watching. Leave your comments. Leave your likes. Look forward to talking with you again. Bye for now.